Hey there, how's it going? RGC, welcome to another one. Um, I just want to go over Yukon version 5 just a little bit. We're still kind of in the middle of developing it. Um, we have a version that's out that's before the mountain ranges were added for you guys to help with some testing. Didn't get a whole lot of feedback from everybody, so just good. Means there's not too many issues, right? I hope. But anyway, I just uploaded version 5 that has the new valley that's been added to the south of the map. We're going to go over that area real quick, just do a flyover, and I'm going to talk more about why I'm doing version 5 and what's new coming with it. So yeah, let's just change this on flight. I'm just starting up. I haven't done nothing in here. This is fresh everything. Set it to really fast flying here. So with version 5 we've kind of thinned out some of the trees because we've added in a lot more trees to the south of the map. There's a threshold of how many trees I really can have without performance becoming an issue, and I found 60,000 is basically the max. I could go up higher, but lower end PCs are going to have issues. So I changed the mountain a little bit with these rocky areas. I took the trees out on the high slope areas to limit the amount of trees in these areas. This actually helps these areas as well with performance. We're not loading in as many trees. We've taken this whole area of trees out. Same thing over here, right here. This area of trees have been removed. Just a few other spots that you'd notice now that has no trees on there. We took out like 15 to 20,000 trees and added 15 to 20,000 trees, so just more spread out throughout the map. So we're just going to go over to the south really quickly here. Call it the south part of the map. Overall, there really hasn't been a crazy amount of changes when it comes to the productions and the placeables that are built into the map. You're still going to get your dirt processing plant, your wash plants, same as before. But this whole outskirts here is all new. If you remember before, we had these really rocky backdrop areas that we've removed all of that. We've taken the backdrop and kind of lowered it down overall, so it's not as steep. It has a more gradual slope through the backdrop that allows the sun to peek through earlier. Before it was too high and the sun was kind of casting shadows late in the afternoon, which is not as pleasant to see. So now the sun comes up earlier without shadowing. Also, just gives you all this more land that you can work by removing these backdrop that was protruding out into the map. So this is kind of the start of the valley here. I've still got a little spot that you can dig dirt in if you would like, or whatever you want. Just kind of gives you an idea of what you can do. Just start scraping with Terra Farm, which we'll get to a little bit later. Nice little waterfall system here that kind of goes up to the flat top of this ridge. A nice area to put a farm if you like up top here. But all this before was basically inhabitable because of the backdrop was overlapping it. So a whole bunch of new territory to farm or do what you want with. So you can see how the water comes down either way. It's gonna have a nice little waterfall effect. This has a nice little cross streams here coming together, flowing out through. Now we're going to zoom down through the valley, getting all these trees here that have spread out quite a bit, mainly again for performance. This is not really the known forestry area. There's more dedicated areas for forestry, but obviously you can clear the trees. You've noticed I've taken all of the hardwood trees off, so there's going to be no oaks on the map except for in the town. The town will have a few in there for decoration reasons. by these two valleys here. Add a lot more to it. You can clear off these tops here if you would like and do what you would like with it. This is mostly the idea I got for adding this in was to do the gold mining operations out here. Basically taking the wash plant, laying it down for the stream, and digging up the riverbank sides, whatever. Kind of like they do in Gold Rush. They run their operations basically off the Indian River, or Indian, pretty sure it's a river that runs out to the Yukon there with Tony Beats and Parker. So yeah, but you can lay in a bunch of claims, put your wash plants in, or you can turn it into farm land, whatever you like. This way, there's no roads that coming in here, so you're gonna have to get access to it by putting in roads or wherever you'd want to do that. Basically all no man's land, basically. All these dirt mines or gold cuts here have all been filled in with terrain, so you don't go down as far. It just looks like you scraped the overburden off, kind of the effect I would like to have. Since now we are using Terraform only. Big reason for why we're only using Terraform is because of people using other mods in the Yukon which cause conflicts with materials. So I would have material in here for pay dirt for you to grab, and you would put Maze Plus in, and the Maze Plus, because it adds in its own fill types, would change the order of the material, and this would be a random material such as potatoes or carrots or whatever, and that's not realistic to have a giant pit of carrots, right? So what we did was we've taken the map and we upped the amount of fill types that we can allow. So if you do add Maze Plus or any other mods, it won't conflict with the map to make it crash because it has too many fill types. It will allow it, except for now that we have no materials, it's not going to change materials. So if you dig the material up, it will dig what you want, right? So you can dig the pay dirt out of here using Terraform. That was the easiest, so the best way to make everybody happy. I guess some people don't like Terraform, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to figure out how to utilize it. Once you get to understand it, you're gonna really like it and enjoy it. The few people that have been playing on our server while doing testing, they were kind of optimistic about it, and now that they've been playing with it, they're in love with it. The Terraform that we're using, I did in some of the settings so it can dig it in a more realistic fashion. You know, I have another video that kind of goes over how I set up my Terraform. That's in the gold mining tutorial, basically on productions video that I have. So take a look at that if you want to see how I set it up. I'm not going to go over it in this video, but Terraform, you can get used to it, and you will enjoy it after you understand how it works. So yeah, I got this nice valley added in with version 5. Again, the backdrops have all changed. The sun is going to shine a lot better. It's not going to get blocked behind the backdrops. You can't really notice it, but the terrain has also been all lowered down. Like 67 meters, so the max height of your mountains can be set higher. So if you like to use the editing tool, you can build a mountain yourself, and it goes up basically from water level at like 10 all the way to 255 meters. Just to give you an idea, this highlands area here can go up another probably 40-50 meters. So this is not the highest. It used to be the highest level on the map, but I lowered the whole terrain down, and now you can add more if you like. I'm gonna go over here to show you this. This has all been filled in with the terrain, so you can mine this out like we had it before. Gonna do your roadway down and just dig the ground out. It'll take you forever, but at least it's a little project for you if you like. By removing the back drop in this area, just opened up this top of this mountain here, so you have way more area to work with. Trees are kind of spread out, so you can clear cut it pretty easily, pretty quickly. All the terrain is lined up perfect with the backdrop. You can drive on it. I don't have a border to stop you, but keep in mind any trees that are touching the backdrop when you cut it, the game may crash. I've seen that in the past. We're taking the materials out for your mudslides and kind of created our own with the terrain. So you're gonna have to level the ground, slope it yourself. You can either use an in-game tool to make a nice road through here, or dig it out with Terraform. Has some trees, kind of makes it harder for you to get up there. The trains have been changed a little bit. I slowed them down slightly. They're not going quite as fast. I've limited the amount of cars. I've taken some out. I've upped the capacity for the train cars. And there's that tanker. I'm not sure if you guys know about the tanker. It was there in version 4, but you can load kerosene and diesel and transport it with the train. The island doesn't quite have the you will sink now trying to get out to the island, so you have to build your road. You either can use material or build a bridge, wherever you like to get out to the island here. I know a lot of people enjoy this area. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a challenge to get out there. There's placeable bridges and the objects, which you're going to go over here in a bit as well. I haven't filled in these swampy areas with dead trees yet, because I was looking to hopefully get some trees from the DLC, the Platinum Edition, which Giants does not want anybody to have access to quite yet. Hopefully they'll allow us to have some assets later down the road, but for now we don't have that. So this is kind of cool still without the trees. Nice little swamp area. You really can't do a whole lot. You could raise the ground up, fill it in with material. There's a nice little road that cuts through here that's do some off-roading in. That's kind of fun to drive through. Looks a lot better when there's trees in here, but I think again, I'm kind of waiting on Giants there to release some of the assets. Hopefully we can use the trees. Yeah, that's basically it for what I've done to the map itself, terrain-wise. All the other stuff has been changed with production. There's a few balancing changes in the production. I'm going to go over them right now. So to get to your productions, hit the RGC tab. This is the factory. Got the wash plant, washroom, smelter. Have not changed anything really with this except for some balancing. Gold prices are going to be a little bit lower than they were before overall, to help not be too overpowering by running the wash plant. You're going to notice with a lot of these productions, and I'm going to take power to run. Let's see one here. See how this is a heating plant. So this is input. So this oil refining needs to take power to run it. Your biogas plant now produces power, digestate, and methane. Methane and digestate can be sold, or digestate can be used in other things around the map for fertilizing or whatnot. But this is very expensive to produce your power. That being said, you don't have to place this. You can buy power directly using revamp. So we're going to give you an example here. This is going to need power to run. So we'll set that down. This is a whiskey factory. Let's get some money here. when I do these videos, I know I should turn off the saving, but I don't even know where I'm at right now. Alright, so I'm gonna buy this land here. I'm gonna go into this production menu. I have production revamp mod. Download it from the mod hub. Definitely a must-have to run your productions. If you don't have it, then you would have to need a biogas plant to do this. So this is income and material. So this is what you need to run your whiskey factory whiskeys. And it sounds like a lot. It is, but your whiskey pays fairly well. It is worth it. I like to give you guys a little bit of a challenge on your production. So barley, rye, need those. You're gonna need power. So with revamp, it allows you to buy it. It's not too pricey, but you can buy 10 kilowatts per hour power for 10,800. Not too bad. That's all you need to do. It's gonna cost you some money, but you can run the production to produce your whiskeys. That's basically all you gotta do. And you can see it takes 40 power per cycle to run this, so you run your power out fairly quickly. Just keep an eye on it, keep replenishing it. These may be changed to be a little bit lower. I'm trying to do this as guessing on how it will be. But once you have your BG up and running, and you get your silage pumping into it, or whatever you're, even the trash, which you're gonna go over here in a bit. But yeah, that's how you get power, just by buying it directly, or you can produce it through your BGA. There is one also on the map, but you can see when you place this down as well, it's going to have this shelf. I can't do this, but has this shelf that goes. You're going to have to do some terrain editing around the outside of it to get it to look the way you want to, because you can see how these are risen up. This makes it easier to load these bins, so I have it like that. Fairly easy to do some terrain editing around it to make it look good. Obviously, it's in a hill, so that's why it looks like that right there. But your BGA, you're going to look at the biogas plant right here, production. There's 4 different ways to get your power and digestate methane. Silage is the most useful or easiest way to do it. Produces quite a bit, using 5,000 per cycle. This is new here, so trash we can throw in a biogas plant, so trash bags from your rental properties can also produce power, methane, and a lot of methane, and digestate. The methane is sold directly, so every top of every hour your methane is going to get sold and you're going to get income. So let's move on to the rentals. There's going to be 5 or 6, 6 different properties that you can place, so you can build yourself a nice little community, or you can do a trailer park, whatever you like. Yeah, so build you a nice community, and all these here are money, profit that you can get. So let's just head in here. You can see all the rental properties, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, whatever. All of these are basically a production. It needs power, okay, to run it. So while your BGA is running, you can set the power to distribute. So let's go into here, click on the power. We can change the output mode to distribute. So when you have your silage running, it's producing your power. It's going to distribute evenly to everything that needs power. So all your houses will get the power they need. Or you can click on a residential property, do the same thing as before, buy it. Again, this is kind of expensive, but you'll be making money. It produces trash, and your trash you can either move it yourself or change it to distribute. and that's going to get distributed to your biogas plant and produce power. So you're basically throwing your trash away, getting power to run your house instead of kind of working together there. But all of these are going to give you income. This produces money, which is automatically given to you after top of every hour. Don't know exactly how much it is. I think it's right around 800 to 1,000 an hour, depending on what property you have. So you have this different money for different properties. That's a big one there, 25. Produces more trash. Takes a little bit more power too. Maybe I'll take 20 power. But that's the basics on how that works. That's all new. Obviously, to set your month cycle to longer days, the slower it moves, the more realistic it is. You're going to produce a lot of trash if you have it set to 1 day months. If you have it set to like 3 day months, and in a 3 day period, you may have to empty your trash versus every day. Setting it to distribute, obviously, it takes away any effort. Your trash will automatically distribute it to your biogas and produced into more power, so it kind of works back and forth. Set your biogas to distribute your power. Set your residential properties set to distribute trash. It'll go back and forth. The trash you get sent here and your power gets sent back. Pretty cool little process there. And you're getting money the whole entire time. That's we can keep going through more about productions. I'm going to be adding in the container sell point. That's something that from the DLC, so you can sell your containers. Right now I'm using a separate mod, but I'm probably going to be adding that into the RDC mods pack. I'm just not doing it quite yet because Giants hasn't really released any assets, and we don't want to get in trouble for having. I got this from somebody. They made it into a mod and sent it to me, so I can actually sell containers. But that's hopefully going to be built into the RDC mods pack here shortly. So let's go over the sawmill real quick. So sawmill has changed a little bit. I'm using some of the Platinum Edition materials to run it. So if you don't have Platinum Edition, you probably won't be able to run this. Because it needs, let's go to the sawmill. It's going to need wood, so you can produce a slab of wood beams. But the wood beams probably won't be able to be produced if you don't have Platinum Edition. But you can just do the slab wood and wood chips if you like. I've changed this up because wood beams is a more realistic thing to be sent to a carpenter. And then this carpenter does a lot with the wood beams. You need power as well, so you have to have in mind pretty much all productions that are buildings will need a power supply to keep it going. But this will do your furniture. Barrels are needed for whiskey. Planks long. This is a new from Platinum Edition. And I'm pretty sure some of the other productions need planks long and planks. But empty pallets is also needed for a lot of the other productions. So that's pretty cool there. Let's go into productions here in the Platinum stuff. As you can see here, shingles need planks, so you can run this to produce shingles. Same thing with art, accessories. A lot of things need those planks. This just needs wood to produce the paper, so you got that all covered. Iron furnace needs iron. I'm going to be changing the iron that's in the map, so you can dig it out of the Terra farm, iron ore. That's new, so you can just take the iron ore. I may change it to a dirt processing plant to produce iron ore, so you can run the iron furnace. Flooring takes both the small planks and big planks, which you produce for the carpenter. So basically, I made the carpentry building. Oops. My carpentry building able to produce what you need. To the same icons. Let's see why that is. Oh, thanks. Boards are my own thing I've added in. That same icon, but they are different. I might have to change that icon. It's a good thing I noticed that. So yeah, so with the new sawmill and carpentry that I have in the RGC mods pack, you should be able to supply all the other wood supplies. So yeah, I like to keep this video under 30 minutes, so we're going to wrap it up here. Just kind of wanted to go over what's coming new with version 5. We're still working on it. The terrain is pretty much going to be the way it's going to be. We may add in a road out through the back side or something if I get bored, but I think I like the idea that you need to create your own to get out through the valley. We're going to be probably doing some more balancing and testing with the new DLC stuff for the carpentry. That's kind of what we're doing right now on the server. So this here may change, but for now, this is how we have it set up. So yeah, to the next one. Hopefully you guys enjoy this and it helps you and makes you understand kind of the idea of where we're going with version 5. Remember, there's going to be no materials, and if you want to learn more about the terraforming and how that works, check out my other video. At the end of this video, there should be a link for it, so check that out. So there, I'll see you guys soon. Take care.